Hello, people. How are you doing? I hope you're doing fine. Today, our class will talk about the modal verbs. The modal verbs are those type of verbs that can be used just in some tenses, right? And uh, I will also give you a practical example of its use in a song called Should I Stay or Should I Go by the band The Clash. But let's start with um, the basics. So the modal verb can is used only in the present. What the fuck, man? I know what I said. Okay, no. The verb can is used only in the present and give an idea of possibility, capacity, permission, and it's together with the main verb in the infinitive. So here we have three examples. I can save money, I can swim, I can sit next to you. And you can also check that we have the affirmative form, the negative, and the interrogative. Okay, for the same sentence. And here uh, you have the image of a can, and that's the difference to do, because the can in this case of the image is a noun. But when you talk about the modal verb, we are talking about verbs. So the same word can means this image we see, and also can be used to be a modal verb. Okay, for you to not make confusion with these words. Then we have may, might, must. Okay, sometimes can and may are considered the same. Okay, not too much big difference. Um, so may, possibility and permission. So it may rain today, so it means that the weather report told you it's gonna happen. Okay. I may not walk so fast. May I sit here, mister? Okay. Might, remote possibility. It might rain today, who knows? So in this case, it's not so sure as may. Okay. They might not lift her up. Might you read this letter? Okay, so uh, must, almost sure. So Klaus must be German. So if you say he must be German, it's because his name is Klaus. So Klaus is a very German name. He mustn't smoke joints. So you see here in the picture is Snoopy Dog smoking a joint. So he mustn't smoke joints. Um, Actually, he's dressed a kind of reggae style, so maybe he must. Must you pay your taxes? So it's a question that you can use with. Um, we also have could, would, should, capacity, past, and conditional. So then I give example here. When I was young, I could do many things. She couldn't dance and sing at the same time. Could you help me, please? So would as condition of main verb, he would come tomorrow. She wouldn't travel to US. Would you like a drink? Okay. Uh, should advise study necessity or obligation in the past or conditional. I know I should study more. You shouldn't scream to the kids. Should I stay or should I go? Right. And you see, you have the image of a drink. Okay. Uh, and this is when you say, "Would you like a drink?" It's a kind of polite way to invite somebody. So this is interesting to you to say. Uh, So, as we're gonna talk about the song "Should I Stay or Should I Go" by the English rock band The Clash, I'll bring some information for you. So, they were formed in '76, the same year I was born. This I say I'm a born punk rocker, right? Because the Clash was between punk rock and new wave because they start okay more rocky guitars and things, but then in a short time they went straight to reggae, dub, funk, ska, rockabilly, whatever. Um, this is the picture of the record. Combat Rock is one of my favorites, but it's very weird record. Um, it's not for the ordinary listener. It's very weird, musically, lyrically, but it's great. I love it. And the band was formed for Joe Strummer, Mick Jones, Paul Simonon, and Nicky Topper Head. Okay. Actually, they had a lot of drummers. So Nick Topper is the drummer. Um, they had problems to find drummers. For the first record, they auditioned around 100 drummers to get one guy. It was not Nick Hedon, it was Terry Chimes. And the band finally disbanded in 1985. Okay. Um, and this is okay. First of all, the song "Should I Stay or Should I Go" is in the record, the Combat Rock record. Here's the cover of London Calling record, where Paul Simon, the bass player, is destroying his bass. Okay, and here we have the parts of the lyrics. Darling, should I stay or should I go? Actually, the lyrics is about a relationship and a guy. Maybe the time of have an argument with a girl, and he say, "Okay, do you want me here? Or do you want me that I leave?" It's pretty common to happen in relationship. This they say one day it's fine, next is black. Okay, uh, so showing that, for example, the word black in a bad meaning. Okay, um, as you can see some now is discussing too much about that. Okay, so they was bring good connotation to the word black, but at that time was a bad one. If I go there, will be trouble, and if I stay, it will be double. So he's just said that there's no escape because if you do, you screw. If you don't do, it happens the same. Uh, Another interesting thing for this lyric of the Clash song. Okay, this image is for the first record of the Clash, right? So as you can see, there are just three members: the Paul Simonon, Joe Strummer, and Mick Jones. There is no drummer because the drummer was hired. It was not is not a part of the band. Um, this was a tendency that the Clash kind of um, was a kind of pioneer also to put some Spanish sentence in the song, maybe to get the Latin public. And should I stay, should I go is interesting because there's a verse in English and the same verse translates to Spanish. So this indecision is bugging me. Esta indecisión me molesta. So if you don't want me, set me free. Si no me quieres, líbrame. Uh, but it's interesting because it's English speakers, singers too, singing in Spanish. So when I was a kid and I first listened to that, I couldn't understand because the pronunciation was weird, right? Uh, should I cool it? Should I blow? Me debo ir o quedarme? For instance, this said, me debo ir o quedarme. They say quedarme. Even the accent is not so clear for understanding. Mi frío lo soplo And also that, because they have the expression, should I cool it or should I blow? And I think they translate literally to Spanish, but I'm not sure if it's Spanish is the same meaning. Okay. This is what we come back to, that idea of the cultural translation. You have to know the other culture to make a translation that fits to the other two. Okay, so this is for today. See you next class. Bye.